This is TomoNews for Friday, April 6th.
Is this the beginning of the end? Residents of an Ohio town are seriously spooked after raccoons in the neighborhood began exhibiting some very strange behavior. One man was with his dog in broad daylight when he spotted a raccoon approaching. It stood on its hind legs and bared its teeth before collapsing into a comatose state. It got back up moments later, but the man didn't stick around to figure out if it was rabid, undead, or something else entirely. Smart. Police reported receiving 14 other complaints in Youngstown over 3 weeks, and have put down all the animals, which were likely suffering from distemper and not rabies. Distemper is a viral disease that causes coughing and seizures in raccoons and causes them to lose their fear of humans. Pets and other animals may be infected, so it's best to steer clear of any weird critters, though it's at least not transmissible to humans. Let's just hope it stays that way. No one needs the Walking Dead at their doorstep. The world is stressful enough already.
China is developing a mosquito radar. Chinese scientists are working on new radar technology to track mosquitoes. According to the South China Morning Post, the radar emits electromagnetic waves on many frequencies. The device reportedly uses technology from China's missile defense system. When these electromagnetic waves come in contact with the insect, they are bounced back toward the radar with data on the mosquito. This information reportedly includes what species a mosquito belongs to, as well as its gender, flight speed, and direction. Another researcher unassociated with the project explained it may be more difficult to detect a mosquito than an F-22. This is because the differences in structure and movements. Background noise may also make it difficult to track mosquitoes via radar. Hubble finds Icarus star. Here's a discovery 9 billion years in the making. Icarus, or LS1, is 9 billion years from Earth. Hubble saw it because of gravitational lensing, where distant starlight is bent and magnified via the gravity of a passing galaxy. What was sighted came from a time when the universe was at 30% of its current stage. The star is believed to be a luminous blue supergiant, similar in size to our Sun, but twice as hot. Researchers knew it wasn't a supernova because it wasn't exploding. Astronomers also tested its cluster for a dark matter theory. This posits that primordial black holes constituted much of the early universe. This wasn't shown, however, as the Hubble telescope would have observed different light patterns from the star if black holes passed in front of Icarus. Nightmare bacteria spreading across U.S. hospitals. Stay away from U.S. hospitals and stop dropping antibiotics like they're candy. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nightmare bacteria that are resistant to almost all antibiotics are spreading across U.S. hospitals. The CDC found 221 cases in 2017 of a rare breed of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. 1 in 4 germ samples analyzed by the CDC found special genes that allow them to spread resistance to other bacteria. The CDC also said 11% of people tested carried these superbugs without displaying any symptoms. People infected with these bacteria spread the disease to other people in the hospital, such as patients, doctors, and nurses. These people can then in turn act as silent carriers and infect others even if they don't become sick themselves. According to the CDC, every year about 2 million Americans are sickened from antibiotic-resistant infections, while more than 23,000 patients are killed.
People as old as 79 can still make new brain cells. Guess you can teach an old man or a woman some new tricks. A new study claims the brain continues to produce hundreds of new neurons daily, even in older people, in a process called neurogenesis. Scientists from the University of Columbia examined the brains of 28 dead people who were 14 to 79 at the age of death to see if aging affects neuron production. The team looked for the presence of neurons in different stages of development, including stem cells, intermediate progenitor cells, immature neurons, and new neurons. Researchers found similar numbers of neuroprogenitor cells and immature neurons, regardless of age. This led them to conclude the human brain can produce neurons even in old age. But just last month, another study published by the University of California found that new neuron production in adults was undetectable. So, guess the jury's still out.